Hi everybody, I'm back. Today I am pouring on a 16 by 24 canvas that had something decoupaged on it before, a poster. And so there's actually still some paper attached. We'll see if that causes problems. I'm going to put some tacks on the feet. And I don't hammer them in, I just push them as far as I can. And I push them kind of in the already existing joint. And this is a Winsor & Newton canvas, you can see right there. And today, I'm just going to do these sort of, I was going to add white and I decided not to. I'm just going to use, this is Prussian blue from Winsor & Newton. This is cadmium yellow, medium I think. Permanent bright green. And this is a combination of magenta and crimson from Winsor & Newton. This is only with Floetrol, no water. It might need a little bit of water. So I'm not using water because this actually needs water. The pour that I did last night had amazing cells, and a couple of things might have gone wrong. So I combined fluid acrylic paints and tube paints in the same cup, you know, same color, trying to create a color. Or it's because I used hair serum instead of treadmill silicone. So let's see, that's flowing. See how this is. This is the permanent bright green. Might need a little water. So I generally add water. I just was thinking I could maybe get away with it today, but I want it to flow. And I've got a lot of paint here. And today I'm going to add alcohol instead of dimethicone, instead of silicone. And if you want your paintings to be archival, alcohol is probably a better way to go for cells. Let's see. Oh, let's see how the yellow is. Nope, needs a little water. So I mixed all the paints up, and as they've sat here for 5-10 minutes, they've thickened up a bit. And we do want them to flow. Okay. And then the blue. I've got a lot of blue. It's pretty thick, so yeah. Not flowing off the stick. And I'm adding maybe this is a 12-ounce cup, so this is about 8 ounces of paint, and adding maybe a tablespoon of water here. Let's see how that does. Still needs a little more. So, where I live in Utah, we literally are just not having winter at all. It's been, it's like 35 at night, but 50 degrees Fahrenheit during the day. Nice and warm, plants are growing. We had a dusting of snow, maybe September 30th, and then another dusting of snow about December 14th, and nothing since. And maybe 30 miles north of me, they've had 3 or 4 inches of snow, but we're really not having winter to speak of here in Utah. I know we need the snow, we need the water, but it's been kind of nice not shoveling. And so I'm doing this nice bright spring colored pour. And what I'm thinking today that I want to do is kind of something a little different. But since I've never used alcohol as a selling agent, so I just put maybe 2 drops of alcohol in there. And this is 70% isopropyl alcohol. Let's see. Maybe 4 drops in there. I've never used this before, so I have no idea how it's going to work out. 4 or 5 drops in the blue. And, you know, with the dimethicone, you don't want to stir too much, and I'm not sure if that's the same with the alcohol or not. Ooh, smells strong. Okay, so we've got the alcohol in there. Here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that I just want to put the color on the canvas. I'm not sure how to do this. Let me think. You know, you could do a flip cup, you could do a pour, you could do a swipe. I've never tried this, where you kind of, I'm going to do stripes, kind of like this. Maybe I'll make it go off the canvas. Make our lives a little easier. A little bit of a waste of paint, but and then scrape out the cup. So we'll see how this works. And you know, here's what I want to do. I decided. I'm going to push this yellow to the edge, first of all. I love the way red and yellow make orange, so I'm going to do a stripe of pink next to, because I really do want to make kind of a stripe of orange. So there's pink still left in the cup. We'll see how that goes. Yellow and blue make green. We've already got some green, but let's put the blue next to the yellow. And I'm not using all the paint because you never know. And then I think in between the blue and the pink, we'll do the green. I'm pouring a lot off the edge here, but that's okay. It's all in the name of art and science. Okay, we've got a lot of paint on the canvas. Since I've got pink on that edge, I think I'm going to do pink on this edge. I don't see any, or not much cell action going on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour them so that they meld into each other. And I'm pouring the pink off here, but I've just done so many pours that kind of look similar. I wanted to try something different today. Ooh, look at the edge of the table. That's cool. I'm going to go around here. Add paint to this corner and this corner, and then pour this way. Radically, drastically. Okay. And different colors are pouring at different, or flowing differently. We've got one edge here. Cool. So this side's covered, this side's covered, the front edge is almost covered. Let's see. This side needs, let me tilt it a little bit more this way to this corner. Okay, so we got a lot of paint that's flowed off here. Let me get, there's a, interesting. Let me torch it. Come on. So the alcohol is not really doing anything, or not doing much. Touch up this corner. Or maybe that's okay. We know what cells look like. Get all the edges. So not much is happening cell-wise. It is different. I don't know if I like it. It's a little bit, I think I would like the colors to play together a little more. So I'm going to take a clean, actually let me use this. I'm going to kind of draw through the colors. And with the spoon, I'm actually lifting the color. And then let's see if it flows back together. Kind of help it. So by doing that, it did create kind of mud. Let's just do a little. So it's slowly flowing back. And I don't like this glob that I've created here, so I'm gonna... Let's see. Let's kind of like when it goes off the edge. You bring this off the edge. So the colors are playing together a little more now. I like what's happening. It's probably really difficult to see, but now that the paint's kind of coming back together, here's another, like just within the pink, I'm going to just create draw the colors up within the pink. Draw the colors up within the blue. This is really cool, universe looking. There's stripes going on here. They're pretty cool. And we're getting teeny tiny little cells from the alcohol. So I think by kind of dredging the paint up from the bottom, it's bringing the alcohol, incorporating the alcohol a little more. Fun. So you can kind of go crazy with this, and you got to know when to stop. Ooh, cool things are happening right here. Let me tilt this a little bit. Make things run and flow. Now we're creating almost kind of like highways of color. Cool. There's too much yellow and blue here, so I'm going to drag some of the pink and green through it. Let me tilt it back this way. I want to get rid of this yellow a bit, so I'm going to... I love the pink. I'm going to drag the pink through the yellow. To me, this is the fun part of pouring, is kind of playing with the paint after. And it doesn't always work out, but okay, so and the other thing we want to do is get a lot of this excess paint off the canvas so that it dries nicely. I don't know if you can see what's going on the paper underneath. The red and the pink and the yellow have made a really nice pattern. Yeah, there was so much extra paint on here. There's almost enough for another canvas under here. Touch up some of these edges. So I've still got a little bit of paint in the cups. I've got a ton over here on the paper, so I'm almost thinking that I might dip a canvas in these colors and go try for something else. Let's see, I've got a spot where I could put this. So let me bring that up. You see the nice interplay. Not a lot of cells, but the alcohol did kind of have a lacing effect. I'm going to bring this over here, grab another canvas. Oh, that's not a good spot. Okay. So this canvas has a lot of paper and gunk on it. So here's what I'm going to do. I don't know if you can see, something was decoupaged on here, and I could work at this forever. But so this is kind of experimental. I'm going to there's a tack in there. How am I going to do this? I'm going to lay that on there. Put some tacks on the bottom, including that one. This is all very slippery now. Okay, I think what I'm going to do, let's see, what's that looking like? I think what I'm going to do is kind of flip this over onto this canvas. We'll see how this works. Almost need a second set of hands here. Move it down there. Use that. Okay, that's super messy. Drip it on. That's kind of gray, so I'm gonna get rid of that. Okay, so here we have a very messy canvas. What shall we do? I'm going to just, I'm kind of out of yellow, so get rid of that cup. Pour the pink on thinly. Kind of go off the edges here so it looks natural. And then probably what I'll do is a swipe. I'm going to let that hang out there for a sec. Do the green kind of in a different direction. So again, this is still a lot of paint. Oops, sorry. You can see I bought this tray to go under a washing machine, and it's made a huge difference in the amount of mess I can make. Okay. There's a lot in there. So this is going to have a lot less yellow than the last canvas and a lot more blue, but we'll see. Let's see what happens. We're just playing, which is a lot of the fun. Let's scrape all the paint out of this. And a lot of the comments that I see online are about, people's paintings not working out. A lot of mine don't work out. I just keep trying. I pretty much have videotaped almost everything I've done so far. So I'm going to tilt this. So there's a lot of paint up here. I'm trying to get some of the paint down to the other end before I swipe. And I can see this ending up looking like a globe. There's so much blue on there. Get it over to that corner. And the other thing is, a lot of people say, oh, this acrylic pouring's so easy. And yeah, it's not an oil painting or a detailed watercolor, but it does take some thought, preparation, and it doesn't turn out perfectly every time. So I feel, I have a friend named Dan McCrary who does these amazing watercolors of cars, fenders. It's all car related, but it looks photorealistic and it's watercolor. And so compared to him, yep, this is easy. Compared to what he does, this is super easy. But I'm going to turn that around, pour the other way. Help get the corners here. So I have a number of artist friends that do just insanely great work. Jeff Fessenden, Mark Keller, Dan McCrary, Kelly Syme, S-E-I-M. Her work, someday I hope to be able to afford one of her paintings. She does paintings of mostly women and children she just has a style all her own. And I used to babysit her when we lived across the street from each other, and I'm probably 10 years older than her. And now she's this amazing artist and amazing person. So that's the great thing about art. There's a certain kind of person that you become. Maybe it's you become a certain kind of person, or you are a certain kind of person. I don't know, but every artist I know is just people I want to hang out with. There's a lot of paint on the back. Okay, so I'm trying to get it to pour off the edge, and it's kind of not. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to turn it back around. Lost attack. And I'm going to actually swipe this. Let's see. I need a piece of paper, a couple pieces of paper. Be right back. So I'm just going to try and swipe once. And the tricky part is getting the paper to not sort of bounce. Okay, so I'm actually lifting the paint off the canvas, so cool. This is actually not picking up, but that is okay. So what I'm going to do over here is put some paint back. I don't know why it kind of lifted. All right. And then this bottom edge did not get great coverage, so I'm going to just dab it on with the paper. And then try and put some paint right back there. Get rid of that. This came out really cool. Okay, this far edge is really not covered well. So I'm going to try and add some paint back here. And I'm not quite sure why it lifted so much paint as I dragged it, but you know, maybe I'm just gonna come back this way. Yeah, there we go. And let's torch it. Now we're getting cells from the alcohol for some reason. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to swipe one more time. I'm out of paper, so this is going to have to do. Cool. So by swiping it, we're actually getting some cells. Interesting. And I like the colors. Okay, so I'm going to tilt it a couple of different directions. See, make sure there's not a ton of excess paint on here. Nope, it is not moving too much. So we've got no paint on this edge. You can see maybe. I'm kind of trying to glob it on so it'll drip back off. Oh, there's a lot of paint off this edge. Over here, tons. Okay. We get some paint over here. I really like how this one turned out. And while I'm doing this edge, I can't really see what's going on, so I hope I'm not ruining the front. Oh, okay, that was kind of nice that we're pouring off there. I think what I'm going to do is swipe it one more time and hope I don't ruin it. Okay, I do have more paper. So I liked how straight and swipey it was. I'm going to let it run off that edge a little more. Okay, I'm going to do this really, really lightly. Let's see. Because I don't really want a swirly pattern on this. I do want let's see. So it's just losing a ton of paint off the edges by doing that. So I'm just going to try. What happens is when you add paint back on, sometimes it'll end up looking sort of like an unfinished painting. So let it run. And there really is a lot of paint on here, so we do want to get rid of some of it so that it dries nicely. And it's probably hard to see how slowly it's running off, but it's running off. I've just had so many paintings where it's like, whoa, that looks amazing, and then the next day there's just a puddle of paint in the middle that dries looking like a puddle of paint. Okay. Slowly, slowly. Come on. Okay, I'm going to reach in and help it. So this is not your typical cell-filled painting, but it's really cool in the depth of color. And you know, there's really only 4 colors on here. Very little yellow, pink, green, and blue. But we've got rusty tones going on, pink, yellow, orange, green, blue. And we're almost done pouring off this edge. It's moving so slowly. But I wanted you guys to see how you could keep playing and playing with paint. Okay, I'm going to leave it there. I love that. Let's torch it one more time. Wipe my hands a little bit. Getting the edges. So not a lot of cell action. That, I'm not sure, but I'll have to do some more digging on the alcohol to see how much you need. I know a lot of people love it, swear by it. All right. Hey, thanks so much for watching. This is going to be a long video. Hope not too long. Anyway, have a great day. Happy pouring.